O Z Y W O M B Podcast. I'm Shan.
I'm Aria.
Say Ari.
Abby.
Welcome to Cozy Womb Podcast. Let's go. Hey, this is Shan, mom of the girls. Thank you for checking in. If this is your first time at Cozy Womb Podcast, welcome. It's a very random but frequently posted show. Enjoy what you can when you can. It's for new parents. Y'all are very welcome. It's for second, third, or more time around parents too. And I did not forget those of you who aren't quite there yet, haven't had your first kid, but you're thinking about it and you're just curious on what it takes to go ahead and survive the kids that you may make. Cool. Since we're all here, let's get into today's episode. Habits of a supportive father. Wow. Let's talk about something. So, when I think of a supportive father, I think of what type of father I would want to have if I had the choice. And the truth is, we don't get the choice to choose who our fathers are. They're just our fathers, you know? So some traits I would like a supportive father to have would be to be understanding of how the family loves him, how he can love the family when it comes to his parents, my parents if we're married, how to love me as a mother, as a wife, how to love our children, how to be affectionate to our children and not feel like, oh, I can't do this because he's a boy, and oh, let me be super soft on her because she's a girl. Like, have some balance in the understanding of how we're going to grow, what challenges may come up, and how we're going to face those challenges, to be understanding of my perspective may not be his perspective, but it's not that I don't respect him. It's not that I don't count him in on certain decisions. It's just that maybe I know for sure that I'll be the person that will be handling something concerning the kids versus him. So I need to go ahead and make this decision because it's time sensitive. So that type of understanding. Also, a supportive father where the kids can talk to him about anything and he won't automatically judge them. He won't punish them because they mentioned something that they shouldn't mention or bring to him. And he doesn't knock down your thoughts before you can get your thoughts out. That's definitely something that I would want in a supportive father. Also, to allow a different perspective when it comes to the children we raise and the society that they live in. Not neglecting, the manners that he wants them to have and the structure that he wants them to have. But to know that the dynamic of how he grew up is definitely not how our kids are going to grow up, because the times are completely different. They're more put in to adult situations very fast. They have more access and they're going to see things whether or not he wants to show them those things that they'll see. And just being prepared for that. Somebody that meets me halfway on loving them, disciplining them, encouraging them, being emotionally present and physically present, okay? Also mentally present in the acts of the fact that if I'm mentally frustrated about something that's serious that may sway on whether my child is safe in public and not safe, that's something that's important to him too. Like, I don't want to be the only one mentally frustrated or carrying that burden of being worried. And you kind of need somebody to not just be like, oh, stop worrying. Like, help me understand how you're getting to your level of calmness so I can get to a level of calmness also. Also, having a father that's also an example and not just a teller. I think having a father that's a teller is the worst type of thing. And when I say a teller, quote unquote, I'm meaning a father that tells you, oh, don't do this, and you need to do the right thing, and when you see something going on, you need to stand up, and you need to be a leader. If your father does not show in his life, in his day-to-day, that he's a leader, that he does the right thing every time, that he says the right thing, that he acts a certain way, that he always has manners with certain people, but he tells you to, that's a hypocrite. And the last thing I want to be to my kids is a hypocrite. So do what you tell others to do. Do what you tell your kids to do. Do what you tell the world you do. So if you're really not standing up and you're really not taking care of your home and you're really not holding down your family, quote unquote, as society calls it, then stop talking about how you deserve this and you're a man and you do X, Y, and Z. Because if you out here being dishonest and disrespectful to your wife, the mother of your kids, and you talking about all this, oh, I'm loyal, and make sure you stand up and you do the right thing, make sure when you're in a relationship you treat people with respect, but you don't treat the person you're in a relationship with respect, you're a liar. And the last thing you want to do is sit there and try to raise kids into preteens, into teenagers, and into young adults being a liar. So be the example that you're telling your kids to be for society. Also, men who show up, fathers who show up. It's one thing to have a father who works every day, pays the bills, and make sure that you can buy food, make sure that your mom can have a nice house to cook in. But there's another percentage of what a father is, and that's partially spending time with your kids, playing with your kids, reading with your kids, doing homework with your kids. Maybe sometimes you cook instead of the mom cook. Maybe going out with your kids, hanging out with your kids, going on vacation with your kids. What else could you do? Take part in going places that you don't like, but your kids love it. That type of spending quality time. Sitting out with your kids, having different discussions about different topics, and just trying to get into what's going on in their world and not always seeing it from your perspective. You got to show up. I don't remember not one time that my dad ever helped me with my homework. I don't remember one time that my dad ever came to my school. I don't remember my dad ever taking us on vacation, but he did go on vacations. I don't remember my dad playing with me with things I liked. It was always him working, getting dressed, going to church, coming home, counting his money, sitting at his desk, cleaning his gun, watching TV. The only thing I remember doing with my dad and spending quality time would be watching Sanford and Son and helping him count his money. And that's and eating breakfast with him. And he, even during breakfast, he'd say less. I remember helping him tie his shoes or polish his shoes, on Sundays. I just wish there was more. And then as I got older and I was in my teens and I went to go visit him after him and my mom divorced, I didn't feel comfortable calling him dad. So whenever I spoke to him, I just said what I needed to say. And I don't know. Just don't let it get there. So I think if you're a father and you're involved, I'm not saying you have to be there every minute of every day, but you're involved and you know your child's personality, you know what they like and you know what they don't like. You're doing what you needed to do. If when it comes to disciplining, you and the mom does not agree on disciplining technique, please ask questions. Let there be some type of perspective on why something was done a certain way or said a certain way, and then give an opinion. Don't jump down people's necks. Don't assume anything. Don't make something into a yelling match when the concern should be on the kid. I think there needs to be some type of teamwork when it comes to focusing on the well-being of a child and not making it a who's blame for this and who's to blame for that. I think that's pointless. Being a supportive father, please teach your kids what to do if they're lost without you. Teach your kids what to do if somebody is bothering them, harassing them. Teach them what to do when they're around police. Teach them what to do when they're innocent and they're being accused of something. What should supportive fathers do? Teach your kids how to apologize to other people when they're wrong, because a lot of kids are not taught that and they get super defensive when all they have to do is apologize and be honest and be like, I made a mistake or I wasn't right. Teach them that. Also, teach your kids how to have patience, and just because you rush out and you get them everything they want when they ask for it doesn't mean the world is going to rush out and give them all their wants just because they ask for it. Teach them how to wait for something great instead of getting something for right now. Teach them how to save money. Teach them what it is to give to others. Teach them how to get what they need and not be greedy. Teach them how to do things the right way and to be independent and how to think for themselves. And last but not least, what supportive fathers need are supportive mothers. And I'm talking about their moms supporting them and them being better fathers. So I don't care how old your son is, if he's married to another woman and you feel like he could do something better, tell him he could do something better. If you are a mother and you are a wife and you are married to the father of your kids and you see where he can be better, appreciate him for what he has done. Show him that there's an easier way or there's a better way to go about something and suggest it. Don't tell him how to do it. Suggest it. There's a certain way to support a man who you want to be a supportive father to kids. And I think if people would think, calm down, and go about things a better way, they would have a better outcome when it comes to having fathers that show up, that are there, that are supportive of their kids, that are supportive of their families, and actually enjoy it. It doesn't feel like a burden. There's definitely a way to have supportive fathers, and we have to be supportive mothers when it comes to those fathers doing their best. Period. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for still listening. Got any advice or just want to ask anything? You can reach me on IG at Cozy Womb Mama or at whoisshan.com, or you can email me at cozywombbmama@gmail.com. Thanks.